Hello, how's everybody doing? This is Pierre Dieu. This is about the art that I usually do. I was saying, I got to make this one to where the title of this one is going to be Why No More Art? I mean, why I haven't done art in a long time. And it's because of this right here. I mean, it's something that's amazing to me, and usually when I do the flash art, it I can get over it. It's hard to take it down, but I can get over it. But this one I haven't gotten over yet. And every time I look at it, and every time I see it, I want to keep. I keep learning from it. And I was able to do this YouTube right here is because I was looking for a gift for my friend who's leaving, and I wanted to give her, since she's going out of the country, I wanted to give her something from the art museum. So I went down to the art museum, and I noticed how much I've changed as far as my how can I say, my love for art, I guess, or going to the art museum, because I know I have earlier segments in my YouTube channel about art, and it's very important. I even have a segment of becoming a master viewer of art, which is still going on, and I still am going to do it. But I'm advancing. There was one thing that I stopped on the becoming a master art viewer, was the fact that I had to do a 15-page paper. And I already told them, and I already told you in the beginning that it's I think it's a 12-year program. I'm almost sure it's like a 12-year program. And so I haven't been able to do that 15-page paper. And if you followed that class, you would know that what I'm talking about. And it's very important that in order to follow that class, you need the 15-page paper. And I was doing it, and I only got one page or 2 pages, but I was lacking in my typing, and so I started to improve my typing, and I'm doing it now. I spend, let me see, maybe like $8.50 a month on this program, which is very good about as far as typing. And I cannot do the art program. I cannot continue it unless I do that 15-page paper. It's part of the program, part of the finished product. So it's been going, I say that's been about 2 years maybe, because I went into like 2 years of the art program that I'm talking about. If you go back, you'll see it. It starts out with me just talking about art, and then it develops into a real program that I have on my YouTube, Pierre Dieu. And I pretty much stop at the 15-page paper, okay? Not that I stopped, but I have to fulfill that requirement. It's a very serious program. And that's something I did. So I'm telling you that because I did go to the art museum today. Like I said, I was looking for this art. I wanted to buy her something that she could remember from, Washington, D.C. or America. And I thought that I would find it in the National Art Museum, but I didn't. I have 2 possibilities, but I'm not sure. It hit me, but it gave me a good idea of what I wanted to get her. I wanted to get her something because I know that she's getting rid of a lot of things because she's moving. So now I have a better idea. I know it has to be small, and I want it to be worthwhile and be something that she will always remember from the United States. So, but when I went to the National Art Museum, I noticed my development as far as doing the art and understanding the art and enjoying the art. Because if you follow me from the beginning, I remember when I with my art YouTubes, I talked about Lavender Green, which is Jackson Pollock art, and when I went in, first I saw some of the paintings that from other different artists that I enjoyed much better than when I was young. When I was younger, I forced myself for some reason, or I just say for some reason, I always forced myself to look at art, to enjoy art, not enjoy it, but there was something inside that I had to that had a lot of questions that I wanted to be answered as far as art was concerned. And I spoke about a painting which is Lavender Mist, and it's from Jackson Pollock. It was 1950, I think he did it. And I even have a YouTube on the Jackson Pollock Lavender Mist. And this time when I went back, and I told you about it every time I go back and see it, but this time it was amazing to me. Because you know how you go into the art museum and you always you're looking at things, but this time I looked differently and I knew exactly the different art that I was interested in. I looked in a different way. I was like, also, if you can understand, I was seeing, not just looking, but seeing the art, okay, seeing the art. I guess it's S-E-E-I-N-G. I was seeing it, not just looking at it. When I've always looked at art, just looked at it. But this time I was seeing it. If you can understand, that's the best way I can describe it. Of course, I'm going to go in detail when I get back to the becoming a master art viewer, okay? And like I said, one of the problems I have with the typing, because you have to do the 15-page paper like right away. I mean, like you can't be over like one page here and then another page another month. It can't be like that. You have to do the 15-page paper. So one of my problems with as far as the typing is concerned is is my numbers, okay? And I'm kind of confused in my numbers, so I'm pretty much building my strength with the numbers on the keyboard. And then because after the numbers, you have to have the certain symbols which are above the numbers. And so that's where I'm at as far as that's concerned. But like I was saying, the seeing now, I noticed, first I knew another good thing is that when I went back to the National Art Museum, I noticed something else that I developed was the fact that I'm piecing things together. Like for instance, I don't know if I told you, I'm almost sure I told you in my earlier videos about when me and my friend went to, I'm not going to tell you about this, the story is a long time ago. It's in my first videos about art. And we ate where the waterfall was coming down. I'm gonna tell you some things that I noticed that was different about me. And you should always do this, learn more about yourself. So first of all, I knew exactly what I wanted to do when I went in, because I knew exactly what I wanted to do before I was to pick up this gift or look for this gift from my friend. So that was one thing, is that I knew where everything was and I knew exactly how to get to it, because it's like so many doors and so many ways to get to where I wanted to go. And I don't know if you've ever been to the museum, but I'm almost sure anybody can look at it online. And in my segment on the program that we're working on, there's maps that you have to find and look at and all this other stuff. But anyway, like I said, I was on a waterfall, which is in the cafeteria a long time ago. But this time when I was upstairs, I knew exactly where, because the waterfall is at the top and then it comes down. And one thing I noticed is that I connected what I saw from the top to where was first seen it in the cafeteria, which I didn't connect so well. But this time, because like when you're looking in the cafeteria, outside the cafeteria, there's this big waterfall with the glass, but the water is coming from above, from the ground floor outside the building, with this waterfall and everything, and then the waterfall comes down, and you can see it on the lower level when you're eating in the cafeteria, when you're walking in the cafeteria. But this time when I was walking above, I was able to piece the whole thing together, like, oh, this is the waterfall that I seen. Before I wasn't able to do that so well. So that's one thing that I got. And as far as me improving on whatever it is I'm improving on. Then another thing was I knew exactly where the lavender mist was. Okay, so when I walked in, it wasn't there, but I knew I also liked the fact that I knew exactly the paintings and the sculptures when I was going up to the lavender mist that amused me, that I wanted to see. Okay, so I didn't just look at paintings. I was seeing what I wanted, and it was like not too many, maybe like 5 I saw, and there was one sculptor that I saw that I wanted to do, that I wanted to see. And then, so anyway, when I got to the lavender mist, another thing, I remember when I told you when I first started, it was so big, and then the last time it was kind of like small, but this time it was just an amazing kind of, it was amazing size. I mean, it was in between the large one and the small one when I talked about earlier in my videos. And that was really something. And I was amazed by the painting, okay? And I also talked about that when I was younger, there was this one point that I always remembered. It was like a beige in the painting. And it was funny because the last time I looked at it, I don't know how many years ago, was when I started the program for you, Becoming a Master Builder of Art. I didn't see it. I don't remember seeing it, okay? But this time, I located it. When I was younger, I always noted this one part in the lavender mist, and it was like beige. And this one, this time when I viewed it, I saw it. And I also saw another color. It was like a green, which was the same, put in the same way as that little beige part. And the beige was really on a corner. I don't know if I mentioned that or if I saw it or something the last time or whatever. And I remember last time I talked about the lavender mist, I saw the light. It was like so much, it was like transitioning. I guess I was transitioning because I was at that point in the stage. But this time it was not jumping or like when you learn something and you're not sure what it is, and you're not, you don't know how to describe it to yourself. But this time I was really stable. I was able to just enjoy it, and it was totally amazing for me. And that's what I want to say about the lavender mist. But anyway, so now we're getting back to this thing, and but I want to definitely solidify the fact that I was seeing this thing. I wasn't just looking, okay? And a lot of younger people and a lot of people who like art museums, they just look. And I think that's a process, and you have to continually go and look. But notice as you mature, it doesn't have to do anything with age, as you mature in learning about art, and I tell you about my art journey, and I have to complete it because I'm doing a program, the 12-year program. I'm sure it's 12 years. And because I'm doing the program, I have to mature and learn about it, okay? And that's one thing about my programs that we study in the in Pierre Deux station, okay, in this station, my channel or whatever. And so that's what I wanted to tell you as far as now, because I'm seeing, so now I have a, before I can say I was trying to see it, okay, but now I see it, and every time I see this painting, I can't bring it down. And I have a friend at this art store. I call him my friend because he's always helps me every time I go to the art store. And he's the one, when I said I wanted to do this, he said, you can't do it. You can't do it because the paper, he's so intelligent, the paper will wilt or whatever. But I understood that fact, and I told him what I wanted to do. And as soon as I told him, I told you people, he caught on just like that. And when I tried to explain to him more, he goes, I know exactly what you're talking about. So I want to go back to him for the mere fact that I want to see if I can probably take a picture of it and get it, what do they call it? A lithographed. I mean, I'm just trying, because if somebody can do a lithograph of it, I mean, it's nothing, if it's more different or more perfect for someone to take it with their camera than for me to just take it with my camera, I mean a professional, then I would have to say, I'm going to ask him about it because I'm sure he knows. I don't want to get last time I got a photographer, they were so crazy. I mean, be careful when you hire. I hired a photographer one time, and I remember the photographers back in the 80s, 70s, 80s. When you wanted something from them, they knew what you wanted, okay? And it was artistic. But nowadays, like I said, it was so, I mean, I wanted to get a picture done. Now I'm going a little bit off. I just want to talk about this subject, and because I'm going to probably get a picture taking of this and get a lithograph. I think that's the name of it. But anyway, I'm going to tell you why I'm not going to hire not someone that I pick, because I picked this thing just for them to take a picture of me, okay? For this, when I was getting I wanted to take the LSAT, and they wanted a picture of you. They didn't want your, what do you call it, passport. Maybe I didn't have a passport, I don't know what it was, but they wanted a picture of you, and a recent picture of you, like very recent. And I wanted to get a photographer, but I'm not sure. I don't know why I didn't use my camera, but it was a reason why I didn't use my camera. So I asked a photographer, and I think I paid this person $100 or $200. And we met at the mall, like where the Lincoln Mall, where the statue of Lincoln is. And first of all, it was crazy. It was so hard for me to find one. They were so hard to understand. I mean, must be maybe a little bit of a generation gap. I don't know. So anyway, I did it, and she did it. And when she gave me the picture, I had a tie on. I didn't have a tie on when I took the picture. And I said, I don't want you to change the picture at all. And that's exactly what they said. Don't change the picture. This girl put a tie on me and a suit and a shirt. And I said, that's not me. I couldn't tell her because she was so far removed from saying this, or being able to talk to somebody like normally. So I had to use the picture anyway. The picture worked, but then I knew, and I paid her $200, and there's no way in the world that I knew that I was able to hire a photographer on my own. Anyway, that's just a little addition that I added in there, because what I'm saying is that things change so much. It's just something that was interesting, I had to tell you. But anyway, so now I'm at the point to where I still can't, take this picture down. And that's what the whole thing is. And that's the whole reason why. Because this one allows me to see so much. And I keep seeing so much. And in seeing art, which I develop now, is that it's an activity. I mean, you look at the painting, and while you're looking, you see. Okay, I'm not saying specific things yet, which I don't. I mean, I'm just saying the action of looking, and you see also, and it's more mental, very breathtaking. So that's what I wanted to tell you for now, and explain to you about why I haven't been able to do any art, flash art yet. And this is the wall I do it on. I mean, not just that. I mean, I could move to another wall or something, but I don't want to do that. I still have to tackle this primary colors one. Okay, so thank you very much. And this is about my flash art for now. I hope to see you somewhere else in another room in my station. Pierre Dieu, thank you.